It was a productive day with bannock bread for lunch and jerk pork beans and rice for supper. But the Camp Cook Marathon was just beginning. With the start of another day, it's back-to-back baking with the Dutch and Reflector ovens.
There we go. That looks... Okay, so the Dutch oven. Actually wet from yesterday. That's what napkins are, bandanas are for. We'll try that all up. Teddy here is our protector of good food. Defender, eh, buddy? You make sure that none of the chipmunks and red squirrels will come and get it. Not that he could catch one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is butter the inside of the Dutch oven. Just got a napkin for that. Tap it in there. A nice coating of it. Teddy's licking his lips in approval. Hey, buddy? Now, if you've never used a Dutch oven before and you're looking into trying it, you can practice at home. Just do it in your oven and test out some ingredients to see how they work, and then give it a shot in the wild. There we go. It's well coated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the hash browns in there. They're pretty much all kind of breaking apart anyhow because they've been thawing out. Put the bacon in there. Can't have too much bacon. So I'm just going to take the spoon, and just kind of break up the hash brown a bit. Of course, you can go ahead and buy the hash brown that's already crumbling, like the small little square pieces. So it looks like it's all nicely mixed up in there. So I'm going to take the green onion and this cutting board. Just cut them up into. No, I'm not going to make them into too small pieces, but. It's hard to do with a gimp finger, but it's kind of funny. Anita's told me that once I get back, I am banned from doing any outdoor activities for the next 6 weeks. But the arrangements we have at camp is that I gotta cook and clean while I'm here.
You're broken as it is.
Funny how the arrangement is out in the bush here. She makes the rules, as you can see. Of course, you don't need green onion. You can always use, regular white or yellow onion if you like, or even red onion. Just something to give it some extra flavor. That's done. Lastly, I'll just add in the egg, and now I'll bind everything together. So here we go. 1 egg. Oops. 2 egg. And we'll just mix it all together. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and we'll cover it, and we'll get the briquettes out, and let's bake. So I'm going to put 5 briquettes at the bottom, because I don't want it to burn like last time. So there we go. Let's put them in like that. I'll put that on top of it. Just like that. And I'll get the 10 and put it on top. Okay, so I'll just get the aluminum foil. And wrap it. Ooh, you can feel the heat. The key is you don't want too much oxygen to get in there because then it'll burn the briquettes really quickly. So you just kind of reduce the oxygen. So you just want a little bit of a hole to release some of the heat and allow some oxygen to get in. You know what? I'm not going to bother with this piece. There we go. There you go. And you can definitely feel the heat coming off of here because my hands are actually really getting hot. So that's it. So, oh yeah, you can feel the heat coming out of there. Okay, so we'll leave it for 15-20 minutes and we should be ready for a delicious breakfast bake. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes, so let's go down and check. Yeah, you can definitely feel, oh, it smells delicious. Oh, the heat's piping hot out of there, and it smells yummy. So let's pull this apart. We'll take a quick look. If it's not cooked, we can always leave it in longer. You can see, it's just steaming in here. Ooh, it's really hot. Just don't want to get the ashes in the... Oh, look at that. I think that's pretty much almost done, really. Should we leave it for 5 more minutes?
As long as the bottom doesn't burn.
I don't think the bottom is burned at all. I think we'll leave it for about 5 more minutes. And it should be ready to go. There we go. We'll wrap it up. And it smells delicious though. Okay, 5 more minutes. There we go. That looks yummy. Oh man, that looks yummy. Okay, as you can see, it's not burnt like it was yesterday with the cinnamon roll bake, but it is obviously you know, stuck on to the bottom of the pot, even despite the fact that we put all the butter. So it's easy enough. What we're going to do is put some water in there, and we're going to throw it on top of the grill, and it's just going to boil, and then basically all that's going to come off, and it'll be clean like new, just like yesterday. So I'll throw it on the grill and put some water in there. Okay, so time to, I think Anita's already well into her breakfast. Anita forgot ketchup and hot sauce, so we do have black pepper. And I was contemplating putting some chili flakes in. Just, I like a little spice in my food, but I'm going to try it without it first. I guess I should use a different spoon, eh? Yeah, this spoon is not going to work. That is really good. Huh.
It is.
That one is definitely a do again. Alright, I'm going to get another spoon, because this is redonkulous. And I'm going to put some chili flakes in there. Give it a little bit of heat. She's shaking her head, I know.
Yep.
Okay. Hold that for a sec.
there you go. This is definitely 100% recommended. Actually, yesterday was recommended too. That was really good too, but that was a sweeter type breakfast, and this is the more of the salty type. So we got a taste of both, and they both turned out great. And again, you just gotta tweak it, right? Like sometimes the heat's too much. You gotta adjust the briquette or the timing, and even the meal. Like this one, I don't think we would change it, eh? I think it was perfect as it is. Actually, both of them were perfect as it is. So these two, I don't think we would change at all. But you can change it up in terms of if you want a different taste to it, right? You can, like yesterday, you could put other kinds of fruits in there, right?
Yeah, and this one you could add like red peppers.
Red peppers. You can actually put onions instead of green onions, right? So you can definitely play with it, but works for us. It's delicious.
What do you about Teddy? You think it works for you too?
Okay, so I may have a gimp hand, but it doesn't mean I can't do dishes. Just need a glove, and away you go. I'm usually not a big fan of putting food particles in the water. Usually I scrape it off and I use it in the fire pit or like in the forest somewhere to decompose. But there's tons of fish here. And yesterday we put a little bit of our debris from our food, and man, they just totally cleaned it up. And see this rock here? There's tons of them just perfectly, well, it's a perfect habitat for them. They can just stay underneath this big rock and be protected from the bigger fish. And so, of course, when we dump a little bit of food in here, they all come out and they just go nuts. Right now there's like a huge school of fish here that's just passing through. They're more on the surface, but yeah, they're just going nuts now with the food that I just dumped in the water here. It's perfect timing. The other thing is, there's some residue from the bake this morning. Sooty hands. So what I found is that pine needles are great as a scrubber. So I'm going to get some pine needles and I'll scrape this and it'll come off really nicely. Okay, so check this out. So a few scrubs with the pine needles and the inside is perfectly clean, not even a stain. That thing worked like amazing. So you don't have to worry about, mind you, this is not a non-stick surface, but I know my friends have used sand to clean it out as well, but I found that the pine needle works really well. So like brand new and ready to go again. And gimp pan, totally working with the gloves. That's Teddy chilling out. And that is Anita chilling out. And this is me chilling out. This is so unusual. I'm not used to sitting around. Usually have a goal in mind and a place to be. And you know what? It's not bad. It's to just kind of relax. Although, I don't know. Yesterday, all I seemed to be doing yesterday was cooking and cleaning, cooking and cleaning.
It was your idea. You wanted to do all that baking.
And this morning so far has been cooking and cleaning.
Sounds good to me. Totally good.
So, it's 11 o'clock, and it's absolutely stifling. It is super hazy. I don't know if you can see it out there. It's super hazy over there, or out there, or all around us. We're just got a little reprieve because we're in the shade of these white pine. But
yesterday at least we had a breeze, so that if we sat in the shade, it would actually get cool after a little bit. But there is no breeze today. It is just like stagnant air, and it's, like I said, it's just stifling. So it's just taking every ounce of energy just I just don't want to stand up.
And you want to bake.
Yeah, I'm going to bake, and I'm just have to kind of think about it first. I have to will that mind to fire the synapses to say, hey leg, get your ass up and collect some wood and bake. So what we gotta do is we gotta go get some more wood. We might have enough, but we just don't want our chance running out. So we're gonna paddle across over there where we were yesterday, and we're gonna collect some more firewood, load up the canoe, and then come back. And in fact, I think once we come back, we'll probably go for a swim because it is hot. And then we'll look into baking our bread for lunch. So usually it's like, you know, I'm trouncing through the bush, like dragging a canoe in a godforsaken place, and willing the energy. But today is a different type of willing the energy. It's like I've rested and slept well, and now I just feel blah. So, see? Whether I do it my way or whether I do it this way, I'm still out of energy.
I like this thing much better.
So we're on the search for some firewood in this thick, in this thick haze of a day with like 110% humidity. So we'll go over this way, over to our left this time. See what we can find. Yep. Teddy was not impressed this morning. When we told him let's get going, he just rebelled and stayed down and wouldn't get up. Well, we're all gonna have to go for a dip at some point, that's for sure. Man, it's absolutely stifling. Whew. We're definitely gonna have to go for a dip. We're just soaked. You can see, you probably see the haze. The dog's been panting like crazy, so I'm just gonna dip him. Well, maybe wait till we get back. You know? Okay. It's like, Mommy, get me out. He's like unimpressed.
Not much better.
But if you look out here, there's like a thick haze in the air. Super, super thick. And there's no movement of air at all. Luckily, I didn't have to saw very much to get my firewood. There's a lot of dry wood stuck below the upper branches of the white pine, so I was able to just break them. But it was another successful run of firewood. I think we've got enough for the rest of today and tomorrow, and probably then and a little bit more after that. So we're just gonna head back and unload the wood. We'll probably get the bread going, and then we're gonna go for a dip. I know, I'm gonna go straight back.
Okay, so we're live on Philip Edward Island. It is probably getting closer to noon and it is sweltering out here. It's a beautiful day, but as you can see, I'm in my tank top. If I had it any other way, I'd probably be naked because it's so hot. But I'll save you the pain.
You'd scare us all.
So, what are we gonna do on a hot day? We're gonna bake, of course, right? So, like we need more heat. But we're not gonna make bannock. We're actually gonna make fresh bread, and we're talking about bread, yeast, rising dough, everything right from the get-go. So this is something that Anita and I've done once before on Philip Edward Islands a couple years ago, and it turned out absolutely amazing. I haven't shared this post when we did it the first time, but this time we're gonna video it and we're gonna share our experience with making fresh bread, because you know what? There really is nothing better than fresh bread. So Anita did some preparatory work at home. So here she's pretty much got white flour. What did you put in here? There's shortening, or what is it, butter?
Shortening.
Shortening. Anything else? Salt?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Milk powder.
Baking powder?
Milk powder.
Milk powder. And that's
flour.
it? Yeah. Okay, and that's it. White flour, right? And inside here we've got a package of yeast, which we're going to mix in so that we can let the dough rise. So I'm not a baker, so Anita might correct my untechnical terms. I might say
I'm going to be entertained.
You're going to be entertained? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going to pour this into our Dutch oven because this is the biggest container that we have. Then we're going to knead the dough in here. We're going to add half cup of water. This is lukewarm. I've put some boiling water from earlier this morning, so it is lukewarm, and that warm water will activate the yeast. We're going to take that dough, put it in a blackened pot, and we're going to put it out on a rock in the sun, and that will raise it. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so before I add this, we just had a little change of plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knead the dough in the Dutch oven, like I said before. But what we're going to do is once we form the dough, we're going to put it in the baking pan, and because this is where it's going to bake in, and then we're going to take the Dutch oven and flip it on top of it. But this will be placed out on the rock, out in the sun, so it will warm up. Okay, so let's start. So I'm going to take the yeast packet out. I'm going to put the flour in the Dutch oven. Ready? Okay, and let's put the yeast. So this is just your typical yeast that you can buy at a store. Fleischmann's. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to add some water, and I got to be careful here so I don't overdo it. Should I mix that first, Anita?
You can mix that with it if you like.
She warns me that as a baker, you can always add water, you can't take it out, so put less. That much. That's not a cup, but and she also brought some flour just in case I screw it up. Knowing that I'm doing it, I probably will screw it up.
Oh no, we have great faith in your abilities.
I think people have more faith in my abilities to get through a trip with no water.
Good point.
Bread? Not sure.
keep beating it up.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Looks good?
Mhm.
Okay. Look at that. It's like a softball.
Oh, good lord.
I'm sure there was back in the days there used to be a technique like this. Alright, I'm gonna stop playing. Okay. I'm getting the look. Okay, so how's that?
Real good.
Good?
Sure.
So,
You forgot to grease your tin and put parchment paper in it.
oh, I gotta grease it? Oh, okay. Well, folks, hold on a second. I'm gonna rinse, grease, and put the parchment paper in. Okay, so we've already got pre-cut parchment paper here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grease the sides just in case the bread touches the sides. And I'll put a little bit on the bottom just so that the parchment paper sticks. Same thing. Napkin. Grease the sides. Okay, that should do it. Anita's going to hand me the pre-cut parchment paper. Thank you. And we'll just stick it down the bottom like that. There we go. So, my lovely flattened dough, just lift up carefully. Just put it right down in the middle there. So what we're going to do is we'll take it right now out to the sun, and then we'll cover it with the Dutch oven, and we'll give it, how long? Like half an hour?
We can check it in a half an hour.
Check it in half an hour?
Okay.
Okay.
It's going to probably be more like an hour.
More like an hour? Okay. Alright, so let's go. Put it right out here. And then we'll just cover it. Okay. And that should warm up nicely. So I think between half an hour and an hour we'll check it to see if it's rising, and when it's ready we'll put it in the reflector oven and we'll start baking. So it's been about half an hour, so we're going to take a look at the bread here.
Oh, it's getting bigger. See, look at her. It's very close, actually.
Look at that. So it's expanded to about twice its size. Nice. Look at that. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yes, you are just amazing. If you didn't notice our sarcasm, that's sarcasm.
So what do you think we need to do?
Well, you better get your fire ready.
Oh, so you know what, we don't need to leave it there for another half hour?
You know, by the time you get your fire ready, it's going to be ready to go.
Okay. Now that the bread is proofing really well, it probably won't need that much time before it's ready. I'm going to get the fire started and get the reflector oven positioned properly so that we can bring it over and get it going. We were going to go for a swim, but because the bread proofed better than we expected, we're going to get this going first, and then probably have our lunch with the fresh bread, and then we'll probably go for a dip after, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get into a carbohydrate overload.
I'm going to pass out and fall asleep. What are you talking about?
Maybe. That might happen too. Okay, so my fire is full on blazing. So we'll check the bread, and if it's good, we will start baking fresh bread. So let's see what we have here. Wow, look at it, it even got bigger. So is there anything I need to check to see if it's ready? You did this. Ooh. It's puffy.
Okay, it's ready.
So carry it slowly so I don't bust it.
Don't fall.
And then take it to the reflector oven. Let's go. This is going to be exciting. All right, let's go. I got the fire with a good blaze. I just threw some more wood in now. So I'm just going to place it in the reflector oven, just like that. And I've propped some rocks in the back so that the pan will be parallel to the fire here. So if I put it in here, just like that, perfect. And remember, reflector oven needs a lot of flame, a lot of light, so basically I'll just build it up so that they'll get a nice flame going, and we'll watch it every 5-10 minutes, and we'll probably rotate it a bit so it doesn't get burned on one side, and it should be done soon. Making a fire, sweating away, and I found where my wife is, tucked in my hammock. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually make fresh apple pie from scratch. As you can see, we didn't use Granny Smith apples because you want that tartness